Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a moment that took the internet by surprise, not because of a heated argument or a viral confrontation, but because of a simple act of courtesy that carried more weight than anyone expected. It happened when Senator Marco Rubio openly appreciated Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's spontaneous gesture of kindness, a moment so gentle and genuine that it instantly went viral across social media. In a world where political clashes dominate headlines, this soft, human exchange felt like a refreshing pause. It reminded people that beyond the arguments and disagreements, lawmakers are human beings capable of grace and respect. The atmosphere in the committee room that day was like any other high-pressure session: piles of documents, hurried staffers, cameras waiting to catch every expression, and lawmakers preparing their talking points. Rubio was reviewing his notes intensely, preparing to speak, while Crockett sat just a few seats away, calmly observing the ongoing discussions. Both of them, known for their strong voices and convictions, were expected to bring intensity when their turns arrived, but no one expected that the smallest moment would steal the entire spotlight. As Rubio shifted in his seat and reached for a folder, a pen slipped from his hand and rolled across the desk. It was the kind of tiny, forgettable mishap that could easily go unnoticed. Most people would adjust, let it be, or wait for an aide to pick it up, but Crockett didn't hesitate for even a second. She leaned forward, picked up the pen, and handed it back with a warm, effortless smile, the kind that spoke of genuine courtesy rather than anything performative. Rubio paused, genuinely taken aback by the simple kindness. He looked at her, his expression softening, and said, "Thank you. That was very kind of you." His tone wasn't distant, political, or scripted. It felt personal and respectful. Crockett returned the energy with a calm, sincere "of course," and in that short exchange, something shifted not just between them, but in the whole room. It was as though a breath of fresh air flowed through a place usually overwhelmed with tension. The microphones caught the exchange clearly, and cameras captured Rubio's relaxed smile, his brief moment of ease as he placed the pen back on his documents. Crockett, composed and graceful, simply continued as if she had done nothing extraordinary. Yet 2 millions watching, it was something extraordinary. It was a reminder of the kind of small, human courtesies that feel increasingly rare in public life. Social media wasted no time. Within minutes, clips of the moment were circulating across platforms. People praised the interaction, saying things like, "This is the kind of leadership we need," or "Kindness is powerful." Others expressed how refreshing it was to see lawmakers treat each other with respect despite political differences. The clip was shared by commentators, influencers, teachers, and even corporate trainers who used it as an example of positive interpersonal behavior. A pen dropping had unexpectedly become national news. Inside the committee room, the shift was subtle but real. Staff members noticed the softened energy. Other lawmakers glanced over, briefly breaking from their usual stern focus. When Rubio finally began speaking, he seemed calmer and more grounded. His tone was measured, less sharp than usual, as though the simple gesture had grounded him in a moment of humanity. Crockett remained poised, her quiet smile still echoing the energy she had shared moments before. When reporters later asked Rubio about the viral moment, his response was honest and straightforward: "Courtesy matters. We may debate fiercely, but respect shouldn't be optional." The quote spread almost as fast as the clip did, with thousands of people applauding his acknowledgement of the importance of simple manners. It reminded many viewers that a little grace can go a long way in politics. Crockett, when asked the same question, responded with humility. "I was just being polite," she said. "That's how I was raised." She didn't dramatize the moment or seek praise, but she did add something meaningful: that kindness is not weakness, that courtesy does not make her any less strong or passionate about her beliefs. Her words resonated deeply with viewers who admired her balance of strength and gentleness. The moment soon expanded outside the world of politics. Parenting pages praised Crockett's natural kindness. Educators used the clip as an example of emotional intelligence. People made edits of the video paired with soft music, adding captions about humanity and respect. Some joked that this was the first time a falling pen ever went viral. But behind the humor was a clear truth. People are hungry for decency, for reminders that kindness still exists in the public sphere. Commentators were equally surprised. They pointed out that the reason the moment spread so quickly wasn't because it was dramatic, but because it was pure. It felt real at a time when most political content feels pre-planned or overly combative. One analyst said something that stuck with viewers: "Kindness goes viral faster when people are longing for hope," and that's exactly what happened. Even in the committee room, the ripple effect continued. Throughout the rest of the hearing, lawmakers on both sides seemed a little more measured, a little more thoughtful. Some exchanged polite nods or brief smiles. No one announced it or pointed it out, but everyone could feel that the tone of the room had shifted, even if just slightly. Crockett's simple gesture and Rubio's sincere appreciation had elevated the energy in a place that desperately needed it. Viewers who watched the entire hearing noticed it too. The arguments were still there, the disagreements still sharp, but the undercurrent of hostility seemed to lessen. It was as though that small act had influenced everyone, consciously or subconsciously, reminding them that political work doesn't have to strip away basic decency. As the clip continued to circulate, many praised Crockett as a representation of modern leadership, strong yet compassionate, bold yet respectful. Her gesture reminded people that strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is in the small decisions to treat others with dignity even when no one expects it. Rubio's reaction reminded people that even seasoned lawmakers respond to genuine kindness, that respect is powerful enough to cut through even the toughest environments. What made the moment truly meaningful was not its size, but its sincerity. It showed that two individuals from opposite sides of the political spectrum could connect, even briefly, through pure human courtesy. It wasn't about policy. It wasn't about winning or losing. It wasn't about scoring political points. It was simply about respect. Days later, the clip was still circulating. People said it gave them hope, reminded them that humanity isn't lost, and showed that even in divided times, small acts of kindness can make a massive impact. It became a similar reminder that our differences don't have to define every interaction we have. Sometimes, kindness can be the bridge. And that's what made this moment between Marco Rubio and Jasmine Crockett so special. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't strategic, it was real. A tiny, spontaneous gesture that reminded millions of people around the world of something incredibly important, that respect matters, that courtesy matters, and that even the smallest actions can create waves of positivity. In the end, the moment went viral because it touched something deep within people, longing for decency, a desire to see leaders behave like humans first and politicians second. It reminded everyone that sometimes all it takes is a pen dropping, a hand reaching, and a heartfelt thank you to shift the tone of an entire room and inspire millions watching from afar. If you want, I can also divide this into equal character parts for uploading. Expand it, shorten it, or rewrite it in a different tone.